guys, and welcome back to another video here with Angel B Designs. If you are new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So what I'm going to do today, this is going to be a little different. It's not going to be an actual tutorial, but I am going to be answering the top 5 sublimation questions that I get either on my YouTube channel underneath my videos or in my Facebook group. I get the same questions over and over and over and over and over when it comes to doing sublimation. So I figured I would just do like a top 5 frequently asked question video for sublimation and answer all of them in detail so that you can always come back and reference this video if you have a question or if you're trying to figure out what went wrong with your project or what you need not to get started, because I think I've already done a video like that. I can do an updated one, but this is just going to be, if you're in sublimation already, the questions that you have in regards to your project, what happened with it, or something similar to that. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and, like I said, it's 5. The top 5 questions I always get asked, okay, always. The first question that I always get asked when I'm doing a sublimation project and somebody is a newbie, can't I just use a regular printer? You can use a regular printer if you convert it. Sublimation is a special ink that you have to use. You cannot use regular inkjet ink. The ink that comes with the printer when you purchase it, no, that is not sublimation ink. Sublimation is its own category. If you get a regular printer that is conversion ready, meaning it can be converted to a sublimation printer, then yes, you can use a regular printer. But can you use the regular inkjet ink? No, it will not work. I've tried it. It will not work. You can't do it, period. You can't do it, okay? Sublimation calls for its own sublimation ink. Now, there are sublimation printers that you can buy that are actually designed for sublimation. Otherwise, like I have a Epson 7720, and I did see that Epson was selling some 7720s. I don't know if they're new or refurbished. I'm not for sure, but they were on the Epson website. They were gone within like 10 minutes though. But that is a regular inkjet printer that I converted into a sublimation printer, meaning I added my own sublimation ink into the printer when I bought it, because the ink that comes with the printer cannot be used to sub with. It's just, you can't do it. Okay, so you can only use a regular printer if you convert it. Really, I think the question is, can I just use inkjet ink? The answer is no, you can't. You have to have sublimation ink. And a follow-up question, this is not a part of the top 5. Can I just use regular printer paper, like copy paper? No, you cannot. You have to have sublimation paper as well. Sublimation takes its own products: sublimation printer, sublimation ink, sublimation paint, sublimation paper, and sublimation blank. Okay, which brings me to question number 2 that I always get. Can't I just paint it white? Like, can I just paint the silver tumblers? Can I just paint it white and then sub on it? No, you cannot, because paint is not sublimation coated. Okay? When you get a sublimation blank, it's going to be white and it's going to be shiny. The shiny whiteness that's on that blank, that's if you have like a tumbler or if you have a mug or something like that. If it's not shiny and it's cloth like a t-shirt, like this is a sublimation shirt, then it's going to be polyester, which means that the coating that is on the blank must be a polyester coating. It must be whatever coating that they put on that coffee mug or that tumbler. It's polyester somehow, some way. So it has a special sublimation coating on that tumbler or on that coffee mug. If it's a t-shirt, it has to be 100% polyester. If it's a bag or a tote, it has to be polyester. It's not going to be shiny. Obviously, my shirt isn't shiny, but it is a specific material. It has to be polyester. Can you sub on 100% cotton? Not without the help of something else. So if you're going to sub on a 100% cotton t-shirt, you're going to have to use Spray Bright, which is a solution. I have a video. It's my second most popular video on my channel, how to sub on 100% cotton using Spray Bright. You can do the polyacrylic method. You can use Easy Subli. You can use white glitter. I did just order some clear HTV vinyl that I'm going to try to sub on as well and see if that works out. But you would have to use other things to aid in getting the sublimation ink onto a cotton shirt. The ink adheres to the fibers of the shirt, and for whatever reason, the ink does not adhere to the cotton material by itself. It won't. So if you just take your cotton shirt and you take your sublimation image and you try to press it on there, if you get any ink to transfer at all, it's going to be extremely dull and it's going to wash straight out immediately. When you put it in the washer, it's going to come right out. So in regards to tumblers though, no, you cannot just paint it white because the paint doesn't have the necessary coating to make the sublimation ink stick to the blank. Okay, so no, you can't take a gray tumbler or the silver tumbler and paint it white and then sub on it. The white paint doesn't have the ability to hold the ink onto the tumbler or the coffee mug or whatever you're trying to paint white. Okay, question number 3. Why did my white ink turn yellow? There is no white sublimation ink. There's no white sublimation ink. Sublimation ink doesn't come in white and it doesn't make white. It's not white at all. So if there is any part of your design that is white, like on the computer, if it's white, whatever area that is on that image, it's going to take the color of the shirt. For instance, if you are subbing on a light gray shirt, you can sub on a light gray shirt. If it's 100% polyester, you'll get a pretty decent image on it. Or like the baby pink or the powder blue shirts, if you sub on those and it's 100% polyester, they will take and they will be pretty vibrant. They'll be pretty vibrant as long as it's 100% polyester, but it has to be like a light colored shirt. The white on the image is going to take the color of the shirt. So if you have an image that has white in it and you try to press it onto a pink shirt, the white part of your image is going to be pink. It's going to be the color of the shirt because there is no white ink. So why did your white turn yellow? You burned your blank. It really is what happened. If you're using a tumbler or a coffee mug and there's a part of the image that's white, it's going to take that white from the coffee mug, so you'll still see the white, but if it turned yellow, then that means either your ink somehow bled into that area, something happened, there was ghosting, or you burned your blank and it turned yellow because it's burned, because there is no white ink. So one of those things happened. Like I said, either you got ghosting somewhere, you got some type of bleeding from the ink somewhere somehow, or the blank is burned. Okay? Why did my project come out dull? And I get this a lot in my Facebook group. People will upload a tumbler that kind of came out dull. It wasn't vibrant. There is a number of reasons that this could happen. The most popular one is your blank isn't really sublimation coated. So there are a lot of people, and it's kind of messed up, but there's a lot of people who claim to sell sublimation blanks, and they're not really sublimation blanks, or they're not properly sublimation coated. So you can sub on it, but you're going to get a very dull, vintage looking image. So I know a lot of people ask me, how do you get your colors so vibrant? I make sure that I purchase from verified sellers, people who have reviews. I have tried Amazon blanks. So far, I haven't had any issues with the blanks that I've ordered from Amazon. However, they are very, very expensive in comparison to some of the other places that I can buy blanks from, which that's the last question that I have. So we'll be talking about that in 1 second. But why did your project come out dull? Number one reason would be your blank. isn't a real sublimation blank, or it's not properly sublimated, coated. So you may want to check with your vendor or your seller or wherever you purchased this blank from. The second reason could be that there wasn't enough ink on your paper, meaning when you printed it, maybe you don't have the correct setting. There wasn't enough ink dropped onto your paper. Therefore, there wasn't enough ink that could transfer onto your blank. So you could check your printer settings, maybe change your setting and try a setting that will drop more ink. Another reason could be that you didn't cook it long enough. You didn't press it long enough. You didn't put it in your convection oven or your mug press or whatever. You didn't do it long enough. So the ink didn't have enough time to transfer from your paper to your blank. Okay? So meaning you would still have a lot of ink left on your paper when you remove the paper from your blank. If you have too much ink still on your paper and your image came out dull, then you didn't do it long enough. Or another reason, you didn't use a high enough temperature to transfer the ink from the paper to the blank. So there is a various amount of reasons why your project could come out dull. Those are, I think I gave you 4 or 5. Those are typically the top reasons. Your blank isn't a true sublimation blank. You're not printing it on the right setting. So there wasn't enough ink drop onto your paper. You didn't cook it long enough, or press it long enough, or you didn't use a high enough temperature, or you used a too high temperature. Sometimes if you use a too high of a temperature, the ink will fade out. It'll like burn out, like you did it too high, so it kind of like burned out the ink instead of transferring the ink, if that makes sense. That can happen too. Universal rule for t-shirts, 400 degrees, 60 seconds. Now, that's give or take 15 degrees or 15 seconds. Some people do 385 at 45 seconds. It depends on what paper you're using. It depends on what ink you're using. There's a lot of ink sellers where they claim that their ink, you only need 45 seconds at 385. There's paper sellers who say 385 degrees for 35 seconds. Check with whoever you purchased your products through, your paper and your ink. They will let you know how long you need to, or your blank. They will let you know how long you need to sub and the temperature you need to sub at. Okay, so always check with your products where you purchased your blanks from, your ink and your paper. They always give instructions on how to use their paper, their ink, or their blank. Okay, and the last question that I always get, where can I get sublimation blanks from? There are so many different places that you can get them from, but my top my top 5 places that I get them from, and I'll try to put them up on the screen here if I remember. If I forget, they will definitely be down in the description box, the names of the websites or links if I have them. So it's going to be my top 5: Etsy, and you can just put in the search bar sublimation blank. If you're looking for a tumbler, sublimation tumbler blank, sublimation coffee mug. I mean, there's so many sellers on Etsy. So Etsy, Conde, Conde. Conde is a very good place to get sublimation blanks from that are kind of different than what you might like. You're gonna find the same things over and over on Etsy: tumblers, mugs, keychains, you know, the same things. Conde has like a lot of some things that are different that you may not have seen on Etsy. So Conde, Alibaba. Now a lot of people who sell on Etsy purchase from Alibaba. Alibaba is wholesale, so that's probably going to be your cheapest route. Alibaba can be very frustrating. If you don't have the time or the energy to deal with vendors from Alibaba, then I would suggest going to Etsy or Conde. But if you do have the time, if you do have the energy, and you do want to purchase from Alibaba, that's probably, like I said, going to be the cheapest way, Alibaba. Because a lot of, like I said, a lot of people who sell blanks on Etsy buy them from Alibaba and then turn around and sell them on Etsy. So 9 times out of 10, whatever you buy on Etsy probably came from Alibaba anyway. You're just not paying the Alibaba price. Okay, so, but you can purchase straight from Alibaba if you want to. If you want to deal with that, you absolutely can. I know Craftable Things does, I think it's Craftable Things has a video she made. I can't remember if she did one, but she uses Alibaba a lot. And I believe she does have a video on how to purchase from Alibaba. So she'll go into detail on how to set that up. I haven't watched the video because I don't buy from Alibaba, but I did see it because I'm subscribed to her. So I did see it. Go check out her page and she will let you know how to purchase from Alibaba. You can do buy-ins on Facebook. One specific group that I can vouch for, I have done her buy-in. What a buy-in is, a lot of people don't know. What a buy-in is that you go, sometimes on Alibaba they have MOQs, which is a minimum order quantity, meaning in order to purchase from that vendor, you have to buy at least 100 of them. Now, maybe you want 20 tumblers. Obviously, you don't need 100 tumblers. So what people do with the buy-ins is they're like, I found a really good vendor. It's a really good price. It's $1 per tumbler, but we have to buy 100. So you buy 20, you buy 20, you buy 20 until you get to 100. And then everybody designates one person to make the purchase and you all give that person your money. They get the tumblers and then they disperse them to everybody else when they receive them. That's how a buy-in works. Okay? I did 2 on those spend the night bags, those clear ones. I did 2 of those. It worked out. I got my bags for very, very cheap. Other people who purchased from me, I mean, I probably paid like $3 a bag. Those, hopefully y'all know what I'm talking about. The spend the night bags, the iridescent ones that were see-through and it came in like black and red and holographic. Yeah, I did 2 buy-ins last year for those, and we ended up paying like $2 or $3 per bag. It was like really, really cheap because we had a lot of people do it. So it works out as long as everybody is patient, because sometimes things get held up at customs. I know when I did it, the second buy-in I did took longer for me to receive the shipment because it got held up at customs. This was also last year when like COVID first happened and everything was shut down. So shipping was a mess anyway. But you can do buy-ins on Facebook. One group that I can personally vouch for, because I have done several, like 3 or 4 buy-ins with her now. Her name is Getting Crafty with Chan. I've talked about her in my group. I've talked about her on my channel before. Getting Crafty with Chan, C-H-A-N. She does buy-ins. She actually has a website where you can go and do participate in the buy-in on her website. She's very professional. She definitely gives you updates all of the time. I have always received all of my, I did a buy-in for tumblers, journals, and I think coffee mugs with her. I received everything all in one piece. My coffee mugs were not broken. My journals came perfect. My tumblers came perfect. She updated me and she updated the whole group, you know, as things were happening, and she purchased from Alibaba. But Getting Crafty with Chan, that is who I have personally done buy-ins with on several different things. She does so many different items all of the time. So I would definitely recommend her if you're looking to do a buy-in. And then the last one would be Amazon. Amazon is a hit or miss. Now, I have a few Amazon sublimation hauls on my channel. Everything that I have purchased thus far has been able to sublimate. The difference is it's very expensive. I mean, like, I think I bought 2 tumblers. It was like a pack of 2. It came in the white sublimation tumblers, the 20-ounce skinny ones. It was like $36 for 2 of them. So it's very expensive. You can get them way cheaper on Etsy, on Condi, Alibaba, everywhere else has them cheaper than that. But if you're in a dire situation where you need them in 2 days, and you can go to Amazon. You can look through my videos, and then I have some sublimation hauls from Amazon on my channel. Just go to the description box, and I did put all of the links for all of my sublimation blanks that I bought from them. Like I said, they all worked, but I do know a lot of people who purchase from Amazon and they're complete misses. They're not real sublimation blanks. The seller lied and they just had nothing but problems. But on my channel thus far, everything I've purchased has subbed beautifully. It's just expensive. So if you're looking for some, check out my previous Amazon haul, sublimation haul videos for Amazon, and I have links for everything that I purchased in there. But that is all that I have for this video. Those are the top 5 questions. Hopefully I went enough into detail to where if you have an issue or you have one of these questions, I answered it for you. If not, let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can go into further detail. If I need to do further explanation, I can. Join my Facebook group. I'm always answering questions like this in my Facebook group as well. That's where I got these questions from, because they are frequently asked questions for sure. So I will have the link down below to join my Facebook group. It is Crafty Mamas with an S, no emojis on the end. I know I guess people were saying there was other ones, but I looked it up. They had like, one had a lip emojis, another had a smiley face emoji after it. Mine has no emojis. Crafty Mamas with an S, no emojis. That's it. The cover photo for my group is black sublimation cards. I'm holding them up like this, and there's like the sky in the background, and it's just some sublimation business cards. That's my group. But like I said, I will put a link for it down below. It's a Linktree link, so all you gotta do is click the link, and then one of the sections will be join my Facebook group. You click that, it'll take you straight to my Facebook group. Make sure you answer all of the questions, otherwise I will decline you. It is a non-selling Facebook group. So answer all the questions, I'll let you into the group, and we can go from there. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Any questions, comments, concerns, always drop them down below. Be safe. Have a great day. Bye.